Hey guys, how's it going? It's Bikram Singh. Welcome back to my Python series of basics. In this video, I'm going to talk about a bunch of different things. First, I'm going to talk about print function, then I'm going to talk about strings, and then I'm going to talk about variables. And by the end of this video, you found yourself able to perform different tasks on variables. Before that, if you didn't subscribe to my channel, then please go and subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will never miss an update. By the way guys, this video is gonna be a bit longer, so I'm gonna put an outline in the comment section so that you don't need to watch whole video. If you want to watch a particular section, you can directly go to it. One more thing guys, throughout this whole series of basics of Python, I'm gonna use Python's basic editor called IDLE. And you don't need to install it because it's already installed in the system if you install Python. If you didn't, I already make a video regarding how you can install Python 3 in your operating system. So please watch it, I'll put the link in the description. So let's begin. Print function. Print function is a function in Python that outputs to your console window, and probably this one is one of the most used function in Python, and most of the time I prefer print function as a debugging tool. Suppose I write down some kind of code and really want to know how this code really performed, that time I use print function. So let's check it out what print function really is. Print see, it outputs hello world. So I'm assuming you guys are complete beginners, so I'm going to explain this whole code snippet a bit more and try to break down further. So print function is basically consists of three tokens: print, parenthesis, and quotation mark. So, and we have to use quotation mark only when we trying to print some kind of text, as you see over here right now. We try to print hello world, so that's why I use quotation mark. But in case of quotation mark, we have two options available: single quotation mark, double quotation mark. Which one to use? So for that, I have one suggestion for you guys. Always prefer double quotation mark. Why? I'm going to show you right now. Suppose we try to print some kind of text that already contains some kind of punctuation, like a single quotation mark or something different. So that punctuation will try to produce some kind of error when you try to print it out. So let me show you what I'm trying to say. Print, I try to say, let's put a single quotation mark and let's print hello, I have done my work. And close it and enter. See, it shows syntax error, which means that we try to match with the predefined set of parameters that are supposed to be over there, but we try to match them. That's why it shows syntax error. So as always prefer double quotation mark. You will never gonna get some kind of error like this. And so I'm gonna print that very same thing using double quotation mark. Say print double quotation mark, and I'm gonna put that is the very same string within those double quotation marks, like hello, no sorry, hello, I have done my work. Enter, hit enter. See, it prints to a console window. So that's what I'm saying. In case of integer, you don't need to use those quotation mark. You directly put that integer within those parentheses. Say print, and we want to print suppose 8, and we're gonna put an enter. See, it shows 8. So that's what I'm saying right now. So, and next let's try to mess up with this print function. So let's say print, and let's instead of open parentheses, we're gonna put open braces. What I mean, this, and say hello world, close, and probably it's gonna show syntax error. I already know because we try to match up three specified set of parameters that are supposed to be there. So it shows syntax error as you see over right now. So guys, for print function, you always have to remember three things. That if you are using string, always use quotation mark, which one, double one, and always put them within the parentheses and use print statement. So that's all about the print function. Let's talk about some strings. So in Python, a string is a bit of text that we want as output to a console window. So what I mean, say print, and we want some kind of text, means a bit of text, say double quotation mark, hello, this is a venture. Means this, I put at the start of I put double quotation, and the end I put single quotation. That's probably the biggest mistake. Print double quotation, close, enter. So it prints to a console window. So as we already print hello world, I have done my work, all those things are a string. So we already define a string from the beginning. So all things are connected the way we are defining it. So that's all about the string. You just have to remove one thing for the string, that always put the particular set of text within the quotation mark. And the next one is variable. So variable is a kind of reserved memory location to store the value, which means when we create a variable, we reserve a space in our memory. And you often found yourself using a lot much variable during writing the code in Python. And the next thing is how to create a variable. For that we have to remove particular equality operator, which means that if we say this is a equality operator, which means suppose we take a character called var and we name it a var and we put an equality operator in front of it. The operand in the left hand side of this equality operator is called a variable name, and the operand that we're gonna put in right hand side is the variable value. So we say let's put an integer called 8 and enter. And again we create a new variable called var1 and we say var1 is equals to, let's suppose it's a string hello. And next we create another variable called var2 and we put the value is equals to a float value 0.8. So and now we're gonna do what? We're gonna try each one of those variables one by one and try to see what really outputs. So first print the variable 1, print var1 and enter. It prints 8 and send print var1 and it says it shows a string, print print var2, it's going to output a float value. So do you guys notice one thing? When we are deciding that this is the value we give to that particular value and this is the value to another variable, means the time we give a value to a variable, the assignment or the declaration of that variable start that very same time. That's a video of Python. So let's perform different operations of variable. Like the way we assign each of those value one by one, we can do one more thing is like suppose var1 comma var2 comma var3, 3. And now we can assign a value to these variables. Like first we can assign first value to a value integer and then we assign hello and then we say it's a float 5.5. So the way we're gonna do in a different way earlier, we can do that very same thing in one single line of code. So let's try to print each of those variables, like print var1 enter, print var2 enter, print var3 enter. So it prints all those variables. And let's do some more thing, like we can also assign one particular value to a multiple variable, like var1 is equals to var2, 3 is equals to var2 is equals to 1. So we assign a particular value to all those three variables, means all those three variables are equal. But vice versa is not true. We can't assign multiple values to a variable. So let's perform some operations on those variables. Let's create a few more variables and we say var5 is equals to 45 and var6 is equals to 56. Now we're gonna do what? We're gonna put the summation of those two variables, print var5 addition var6 enter. So it's gonna output the whole summation of those two variables. Similarly we can perform multiplication, like print var5 multiplied by var6 6 enter. It shows the output. Similarly we can perform division operation, print var5 divide by var6 6. It outputs the division. Hopefully I clarify your doubt regarding variables or give you some kind of knowledge about variable. And the next lecture we're going to talk about some more use cases of variables, like creating a list or a tuple or a dictionary. And that's all for today's lecture. See you in the next video.